Thank you, Carmen, for letting me know there was no sound. I've done a whole thing. Anyway, welcome back, everyone, to the second video. Welcome back. It's been a good one. It's been a great one. How has your week been so far? I hope you've been having as great a time as I have. It's been a mixed bag over here. On one hand, we've got Prince Harry getting the right to appeal to the High Court, challenging the um, tribunal's decision to more or less deny him security. And on the other side of it, you still got all these negative stories floating around. So let's dive into it and see what's really going on. If you guys were part of the first video I did today, you will see that we discussed the various ways that the Buckingham Palace and Kensington Palace have been briefing against each other. Once again, these people can't seem to just, operate in peace. But it's the chaotic kind of existence that Charlie Boy and his horse like. So, what can we say about that? What can we say about that? We can only say that uh, after all said and done, it is what it is. Okay. So this person on the Twitter street was saying, this is the reason why the royal family are trying so hard to discredit Meghan, because they know she knew a lot about the truth of what is actually going on now. They're trying to discredit her so that if she ever opened her mouth to speak, that people would not believe her and they would think that she was crazy. This person said, Meghan knows the truth about William's cheating scandal, says the insider of reports that emerged last spring, claiming that the future king may have had an affair with Kate's close friend Rose Hanbury, the Marchioness of Cholmondeley, 35, when Kate was pregnant with Prince Louis, 21 months. Harry and Meghan were astonished that the palace and the press glossed over the scandal when she gets ridiculed for stupid things like wearing wedges. That was the beginning of the end for Harry. Meghan tried to build a relationship with Katie, and I can absolutely believe that. But it was Katie who froze her out. Meghan is a very community minded type of person, so I'm imagining that she did try to draw close to Kate. So I believe that. Meghan scheduled a lunch with Katie and she cancelled at the very last second. The final insult was when Meghan found out that Kate told the Queen that Meghan was not to be trusted. Kate was jealous of Meghan's close relationship with the Queen from the start and set out to ruin it. Do you know what? These kind of women who are not really women's women and they see everybody around them as resources that they need to fight for. They, I think, are the most dangerous type of human being in the whole world. They are the most dangerous type of human being in the whole world. You cannot work with them. You cannot be friends with like if you've got a guy friend and he's married to one of such type of women, they just make everything unnecessarily awkward when it doesn't need to be anything. So I can imagine how awkward Kate made the atmosphere between the two brothers, as awkward as the relationship already was before Megan came into the picture. Anyway, guess who is still begging for his title? Look at David Beckham agreeing to take on the ambassadorial role for the King's Foundation. I guess this is the price he's going to have to pay for getting that honor, the knighthood that he's been looking for. We can only guess that he's taking this role on because he wants that knighthood really, really badly. But not only that, can you guys see that the royal family are working really hard to discredit Meghan and all their business relationships? Not to scare anyone or not to put a panic on anyone, not to make anyone panic, but they're actively working to ensure that they destroy their commercial ventures. And um, yeah, it's just something that we need to pay attention to. Hi, Sussex love. I'm not sure. I think you need to check your internet. Maybe move from where you are. But can everybody else hear me? If you can hear me, please can you give me a thumbs up in the comment section? If you can hear me, give me a thumbs up, please. Comments, please. Thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you, Novi. All right, we're good to go. All right, great. So, let's see what the Twitter streets have to say about David Beckham, right? They say David Beckham calling out his wife on Netflix because she was born in a privileged family. Also, David Beckham hanging out with the most privileged people in Britain in hopes of getting a knighthood. The jokes write themselves. The finger read number one. Right. So the Beckons right now have really offered themselves up to be used against Harry and Meghan. And I wonder what led to the breakdown of that relationship. So bad that they have, or is it maybe just in the pursuit of their own interests? Because uh, David really, really wants this honor. And it seems like he's ready to do anything to get it. But, and you know how for some people, money is not enough? So right now, he has offered himself up to be used in comparison of how well the two documentaries are doing or have done on Netflix. And you know why I say he has offered himself up to be used? He's clearly um, hobnobbing with the royal family, trying to make sure that he can find a way to get this knighthood, which he really, really craves. So surely that means that once you get in bed with the royal family, you've gotten in bed with the media as well. There's just no two ways about it. Anyway, here you've got the media talking about how Meghan and Harry's Netflix show has slipped as Beckham grabs top spot with 3.5 times the viewing figures. Anyway, before we continue, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please go ahead to hit the subscribe button. If you haven't liked this video, please go ahead to like the video. You know, we're on the battlefield right here, and your likes really help us in that battlefield. If you have visited before and you haven't subscribed, let today be the day you decide to subscribe. For all those who've been rocking with me from the beginning, thank you. Don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section and also hit the like button. Let me look at your comments. Lorna says, did the Beckham say something about Meghan, or is this feud started by the royal rota? I have not seen the Beckham say anything about Harry and Meghan publicly, but I do know that when Meghan first um, was it from the time she was dating Harry till the time shortly after the wedding, they seemed to be friendly at least, but there was a clear division at some point, and I'm not sure now the reason why that has been. But I tell you who has taken advantage of the break in their relationship: the royal family. Yeah, yeah, the royal family. As if it's something to be proud of. Don't forget, the royal family that we're talking about is a father being happy that his son has fallen out with his friend. Anyway, Right now, what I can see, the battle is remains ongoing. Okay. Why I first of all talked about what was going on with Kate Middleton was because I realized that, well, in my mind, they're trying to distract us from what's really going on. And what is really going on is that the British media stay trying to infiltrate the American media. Okay, they are slowly moving British journalists over to America to increase the volume of the harassment Harry and Meghan are facing. And this is not a false alarm to alarm anyone. It's just the moves that I'm seeing being made. Look at this, where it says the new CEO of the Washington Post puts former colleagues in power. The new CEO, well, he's not like brand new. He actually got started the job at the Washington Post on the 5th of November, right? And when he joined the Washington Post, since then he has tried to bring in editor in chief Matt Murray, who was the former editor in chief of the Wall Street Journal. Guess who owns the Wall Street Journal? Guess who owns the Wall Street Journal? The Wall Street Journal is owned by Rupert Murdoch. And another hire he has made recently is Rob Winnett, who is now the deputy editor of the Telegraph Media Group in London, and who is, yeah, Barbara Long says Rupert Murdoch. Yeah, that's absolutely correct. Rob Winnett, who is a recent hire of the Washington Post, he is going to succeed Matt Murray as newsroom leader after the election. Winnet was a key player in the controversial snoop about British MPs' financial improprieties that helped Lewis make his name as the Daily Telegraph's editor in chief. The Daily Telegraph's editor in chief 15 years ago. The two men previously also worked at the Sunday Times in the UK. They're all coming from Rupert Murdoch. So while Rupert Murdoch may not own the Washington Post, he might as well own it because he's got all his former employees who are loyal to him working with the Washington Post with all the bad habits that they brought over from Rupert Murdoch's newspapers to the Washington Post. The current owner of the Washington Post, though you would never know it, is Jeff Bezos. And the article that I'm actually referring to talks about how when Lewis he had a meeting with the staff at Washington Post to announce the new hires and to discuss the way forward because the Washington Post is currently losing a lot of money. And he was so rude, he was really abrupt. Let's look at what this article says. It says, Gone was the soothing, smooth presence during Lewis's first meeting with colleagues last fall after his own appointment became public. Lewis instead frequently sounded defensive and combative. At one point, he characterized a reporter's question as posturing. At several others, he sought to cut the meeting short. It ran for about 40 minutes. The cynical interpretation is that it sort of feels like you chose two of your bodies, senior political correspondent Ashley Parker said. She said he had previously spoken movingly about the need for diversity. And now we have four white men running three newsrooms, Parker said, including Lewis, Murray, Winnett, and the opinion section editor David Shipley. So you see, the British media are infiltrating the American media, and we kind of need to find a way to. I don't know what we can do as a squad, but yeah, we kind of need to find a way to push back because you know why all of this is happening, right? But before we go into the reason why all of this is happening, the larger story to what's happening in the Washington Post is that there was a in-house fighting in the sense that um, this William Lewis. He is one of the journalists who was named in Prince Harry's court case against the Daily Mail, right? And when the his name came up, the Washington Post, as uh, journalistic, as a newspaper with integrity that they are, wrote about the allegations that have cropped up in the British courts involving the newspaper publisher and its own CEO, Will Lewis. In both instances, Lewis tried to push his newsroom chief not to run the story, just like they would do as if he was in the UK. But that didn't go down very well. According to several people at the newspaper, the executive editor, Sally Busby, emerged rattled from both discussions in March and in May when he attempted to suppress the stories from being written in the Washington Post. So Lewis's efforts were first reported by the New York Times, and then the second Post article in May, which was thorough, detailed, ran just days before Lewis announced his priorities for the paper, which is currently financially troubled. And guess what has happened to the executive editor? She has been fired. She has been fired. I hope she takes them for everything that they've got on the basis of wrongful termination, because it's quite clear that they divested her of her job because she was trying to do the right thing and he was trying to politic his way out of the situation. Little Max says, interesting, they are destroying Twitter, bought CNN, and removed the more independent people. And slowly but surely, they are taking apart independent news. Exactly. 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 I know people are talking about this, but I don't know how seriously people how seriously people are paying attention to this bit of news, because clearly there is a takeover trying to happen. Okay, think about it. Since 2024 happened, we have seen BBC buy suits. Not only have they bought the suits, they have also tried to infiltrate Lemonada. And it's not been reported anywhere, but I had someone email me a tip saying that Megan's project with Lemonada has been pushed back to 2025. They are doing everything that they can to make the Sussex's commercial ventures as difficult as possible because they want to cut off their income stream. And I think that that's part of the reason why the Sussexes have become uh, a lot more private about the deals that they're making behind the scenes, because they have to hide some of the stuff to prevent it from being ruined by the British press. But this is why Invictus, they're going to African countries was going to be the thing that would give the Sussexes the edge. It remains to be seen how well they'll be able to navigate that in the face of all that has happened. Let me see this. I did today on the Google. There are a lot of reports with Kate, and I responded back making fun of them on the feedback. Okay. David Beckham's plan with the unroyal family is going to backfire big time. It seems he will do anything to get that trinket. Absolutely. Mm, absolutely. Okay. So with this one, speaking about court cases, Prince Harry has been given permission to appeal the High Court ruling dismissing his challenge over a decision to change the level of his personal security when he visits the UK. I saw someone asking a question in my first video saying they thought it had been refused previously. Yes, in the tribunal where it was being discussed, where the decision was made not to allow him to challenge the decision to refuse him security. At that stage, he appealed to the same tribunal to allow him to appeal, but they refused. But if he was refused at that tribunal, he is still allowed to go directly to the High Court to make his appeal, and that is what he has done. That is what he has done, which means that he has brought it onto a larger scale. Um, and there are going to be a lot more eyes on it. It is something written into court records rather than a tribunal. It's a lot more serious. Obviously, it's going to be expensive, but as I have said time and time again, Harry is about the mission. Yeah. I think that is to ensure that Harry keeps coming to the UK, waste money, and all the while the court can keep appearing to be fair. Hmm, maybe. Okay. So, I told you I wasn't going to keep you on for long today. So we've come. Next, we're going to go into Spotlight Thursday, and we are going to shine a spotlight as we do, knowing as we now know and understand that Harry need as much support of their businesses or support of those who support their businesses. So with let's start with the Invictus Games Nigeria. At the moment, they are still at, I think, just 300 subscribers on their channel. For those who have already subscribed, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. But for those who have not yet subscribed to the Invictus Games Nigeria YouTube channel, let's get them up to 1,000 subscribers so that they can start earning money as soon as possible. Okay. While you're doing that, I'm going to look at the comments. Okay, Lorna says, translation, the High Court screwed up and made a legal error, and the Court of Appeal allowed Prince Harry to go ahead. Most likely that is the case. Yes, they probably overlooked something or they exercised their discretion in a way that that was prejudicial to Prince Harry. If you haven't already subscribed to the Invictus Nigeria's YouTube channel, I've just dropped the link to their YouTube channel in the chat. Please go ahead to subscribe while I look at the chat, okay? I think that is to ensure that Harry keeps coming to the UK, waste money all the while. Okay, I've read that one. Translation, the High Court screwed up, made a legal error, and the Court of Appeal allowed Prince Harry to go ahead. Yep. I believe that is absolutely correct. Yep. Mm, mm-hmm. I think that they know, and I fully anticipate that it's going to happen. So wear your seatbelts in readiness I fully expect that if this is not allowed, Prince Harry is ready to go as far as the United Nations. He, he's prepared to go as far as the European Court of Justice, um, as far as this matter is concerned. So, if they want Harry to stop dragging them, they're going to have to deal with it. Harry doesn't care how many times he has to come to the UK to deal with this matter. Loner, normally it's rare for judges to rule against each other. Yes, so there must have been something, something that will turn the case to Harry's favor. That is the reason why the Court of Appeal allowed it. And as I said, they fully expect that Harry will take this case further if they refuse it. He's ready to take the case to any length. Lady McLarty, I don't trust the UK court after some of these strange and unfair rulings. I will continue to pray for success because God is stronger than them. Amen. Idalina says, do we have the link or do you want us to search? Oh, I dropped the link for the Invictus Games in the chat. I'll drop it again. I've just dropped it in here again. Okay, right. While that is going on, for those people who have not subscribed to American Riviera Orchard, please go ahead to do so. Do you know that it is now at 616,000? I just dropped the link for American Riviera Orchard in the chat. If you have not followed the page, now let's go ahead to do so. These little things that we think don't mean anything mean a lot because they can use the leverage to negotiate their deals, which will give them the money we need them to have so that they can continue the fight and keep on pushing. Rachel Moara says, I wonder if Chucky will go to visit the Court of Appeals like he did the last time. Well, he can try. He can try. But there's an extent to which he can go. There's an extent to which he can go. Most likely, uh, if he was able to achieve everything, then he would have been able to prevent Harry from winning the case against the Daily Mirror, for which they paid a substantial sum. Was it early this year or last year? So, and then Idalina says, and the higher court took that into consideration when, uh, okay, yes, most likely. Okay, and then guess who we've got next? We are shining the spotlight on one of our most favorite Sussex friendly YouTube channels, Lady Rose. If you have not subscribed to this bubbly lady's YouTube channel, please go ahead to subscribe to her channel now. She gives her Sussex news updates in from perspectives that you wouldn't have thought of before, and she is funny as all get out. Yes, so please go ahead. I'm just dropping the link to Lady Rose's YouTube channel in the chat. If you haven't subscribed to her already, please go ahead to do so. For those who have already subscribed, thank you very much for subscribing. Really, really appreciate you for subscribing. Okay. Let's see what's happening in the chat. Cookies and Cream, by Harry challenging the court's decision, he's not allowing them to rewrite history like they tried to do about his mom. Absolutely. Absolutely. And he's not willing to let them win without a fight. Sussex Love, already done. I can't wait for her to launch. I want her to launch before they make the death announcement so they can't say she just died. So Megan should sit in the house and do nothing. Okay. Okay. All right. So we are going to be shining a spotlight on a new Sussex friendly channel. But her channel is mainly on beauty. She is a gorgeous, mature lady who discusses beauty and beauty tips for the mature woman, the different kinds of makeup that exists, and how to apply it. She is a very fun and bubbly lady, and the goal is to get her to 1,000 subscribers. So, guys, if you haven't subscribed to Commonplace Beauty, she's in the chat and she's going to come up and chat to us in a second.
Hi.
Please subscribe to subscribe to her channel. Hello, Carmen. How are you
Hello,
doing?
Wheezy. Thank
Huh?
you. I'm going to turn my sound down. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes, it was a bit loud, but it's nice that you have turned it down
Oh,
a bit.
is that okay now?
Yep, yep.
Hi, everybody. I feel like there's so many people here that I know from all of my chats. You know, Gwendolyn Daniel and Lorna Williams, and so
Yeah,
many people who've probably seen my name in the chats. And yeah, I have a Sussex friendly in that I do talk a little bit about Megan and her makeup. And when I first started my channel, I actually wanted to talk more about, you know, what Megan's wearing and her
yeah,
makeup and her hair, who does her hair. I actually
yeah.
tried to get an appointment at the person that does her hair because I live near one.
Really? Okay.
I did. I didn't know the right people though to be able to get into the hair
Right,
salon that
right,
she
right.
goes to. But so I wanted to sort of talk about her beauty tips and, you know, what does she do to, and so I actually have a video that I did last year for their anniversary, for their fifth anniversary, where I talked about her makeup and who her makeup artist was. It was about her wedding makeup, about how
Oh,
beautiful
right. Yeah,
her wedding makeup was, and how she just looked beautiful inside, outside. Like every shot that they had of her looked
mm-hmm,
amazing. So I was sharing some of the tips that her makeup artist shared. And
mm-hmm.
so I love luxury beauty, among other things. But and I feel like women, when we're mature women, sometimes we get forgotten and that we still want to look beautiful. And I just
Yes,
love, you know, I love going for facials and going shopping and trying all kinds of different potions. I mean, I'm a sucker for anything expensive that says it's going to take away all my wrinkles and, you know, make me look 20 years younger.
20 years
So
younger.
so I try to go through and talk about, so on my channel I talk a lot about foundation, because I know for a lot of women of color it's difficult to find foundation. And, you know, let's say you're in another country and you want to order a foundation but you don't have access to just go in and see what it looks like on yourself.
Yeah,
So people can look at my videos, and if we're a match, you know, they can kind of see if it looks like it'll be a match for them. So I do a lot of talk
yeah,
about foundation and, you know, blush and eyeshadow and lipstick. I love lipstick, so I talk a lot about that. So, and kind of mix in, and then I do a little bit of LA hanging out. I was telling Wheezy that I went to the aviation awards that my daughter and I snuck into. We
yeah,
didn't sneak in. It was at a hotel, so we just went to the bar at the hotel, you know. But we didn't actually get to see Harry, but we did hang out. So I do a little bit of LA type of, you know, content, since I am here, and I live
yeah.
5 minutes. I live 5 minutes away from where Doria used to live. I think she's moved up in the world. I don't think she lives in my neighborhood anymore, but
Anymore. Yeah.
she may still have the house there, but I'm sure she's spending all of her time in Montecito. And so I don't know if my time is up, but yeah, so
No,
I'm
no, no,
hoping.
it's fine. You know what? I was just going to even tell you that don't worry, just take your time. I know I did say that we'll keep it brief, but just while you were talking, there's certain questions that I wanted to ask you. Like,
Sure.
okay, um, your channel, the beauty one, like, why did you start it in the first place? Can you tell us about that?
Sure. Couple of reasons. I had just retired, or actually, I was on my way to retiring. And I
Mm,
actually do have a background in television and communications, but I've always been on the other
okay,
side of the camera. I sold advertising for local stations here in LA. I worked for the Fox station and for another station here in LA.
okay.
So, I've always been on that side of the business. So
Fox,
I
how did
thought,
you do that?
I know it was not easy. There's still not very many Black women that are doing that job, doing this job. So
Mhm.
I was sending, I was, and I had a whole nother story, a whole nother life after that in between. But
Yeah,
anyway, I was going to retire, and I just thought it would be fun to sell my own, like to. I'm like, my whole time, being in my 60s, it was always everyone else that controlled who got on television or who got to have a show, and
yeah.
now it's nice that anybody can have a show, that you can
Mhm,
create something of your own. So
mhm,
I wanted, it just seemed like a category that was doing well and something that I was interested in, and
mm.
hoping it will be a new income stream for me in my retirement, in all honesty, and just some, and I enjoy it. I like I enjoy it, so it's good.
Yeah, yeah. Well, cool. When I looked at your YouTube channel, I really love the colors, the vibrancy, the design. I also love the way you speak. It's like really warm and welcoming. So that's really good. And I was laughing as I was watching, I think, one of your videos where you said that, well, you just went in for one thing and then you saw something else. Well, you just had to get it. So I thought that was really funny as well. And you've already answered the question of what you aim to achieve by the YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Um, what's the best thing you like about Harry and Meghan? What's your favorite thing about them?
Oh my goodness. Um, I just feel like Megan. I've always. I mean, I don't know that I paid that much attention to Harry.
Yeah.
I remember him as a baby, as a baby, and I remember him walking behind the casket. And I loved Princess Diana, so
Mhm.
I've loved him, but I love him way more now that he's with Megan. So
Yes.
I would say
Yes.
that that sort of picked up. I'm like, oh my god, he's marrying a black girl. Oh my goodness, that's so cool. And so he definitely went way up in my estimation. And then
Yes.
Megan was just so beautiful, and so again, being from Los Angeles and sort of knowing the spheres that she operated in. And, I know girls that went to the same school that she went to. And, so I
Mm,
guess I just feel a sense of, I don't, like, she's one of our own,
yes.
being in
I
Los
get that.
Angeles.
Yeah.
And I just think she's graceful and beautiful and fun to watch. And I just wish it was more fun, because when I first started following, I just wanted to have fun with it. It's like I wanted to just talk about her clothes and talk about the fun
Mm,
stuff. And there was just so much pushback and so much negativity, and I couldn't believe how much negativity there was around such a nice, beautiful person. It's
person.
just
Yeah.
it still boggles my mind that there's
Mm.
so much negativity out there. So to do what I can to fight back, and I do fight on the Twitter streets too. I'm a Twitter warrior. So
Oh, really?
yeah,
I
yeah,
need to look for you. I need to look for you because I'm on Twitter, like fighting for my life most days.
yeah. I'm on there battling in those Twitter streets. So yeah, so that's it.
Okay. And so we have entered the cheeky question part of the interview. If there's
Okay.
any question you don't feel comfortable answering, please do let me know. But
Okay.
um,
Okay.
what I think the question I typically ask everyone, just because it makes everyone blush, is what's your marital status? Are you married, single?
I
Uh,
am divorced. I've been divorced for 10 years. I was married for 20 years. And I
Mhm.
have two adult children, which was like kind of the best thing about being married.
Being
I have two, I
I'm
have two
going to be
beautiful
having
children.
a round table where we're going to be discussing a lot of the life issues that we would commonly encounter, like divorce, parenting your parent,
Mm.
and such kind of things. So I think it would be interesting for you to come on board. I think I would also have something to contribute about that. And Lady Rose said she has got a story for us. So
Okay.
it's going to be, I'm looking for a name for that session,
I'll have to
because
think about that.
there's a lady who's, her name is Fumi de Salvo. She usually does like story time where she tries to also add some educational or instructional content into her story time. Like if she's talking about, like, she does a lot of relationship advice kind of thing because she's an older lady and she's been married for 15 so years or so, and but
Mhm,
she got married later in life, so she's in her 50s now, and her young son, he's about 4 years old or 5 years old.
mhm. Oh my gosh.
Anyway, she calls hers sister to sister, and I thought it's so apt. It's so apt, but I don't want to call it that because that would be ripping her off. So I need to find a name for my one. But yeah, there's a lot. There are a lot of people who would be keen to have the opportunity to tell their stories
Yeah,
and give tips on how not to do what they did.
definitely. Yeah, I could definitely weigh in on that. Oh, but yeah, right.
Oh, you know her, Little Mac. Little Mac says, I like Fumi. She's fun. Yes, she's fabulous, honey. She's a celebrity, but she's just so very fun. And she's met most of the Hollywood celebrities as well. But I
Hmm.
just love her energy. She's just really, really positive, very upbeat kind of person. And even if she's not, she knows how to bring it to the live stream or video. She knows how to bring positivity to the live stream. She knows how to bring the energy
Oh
to the
yeah,
live
that's
stream.
important.
She's not like me. When I'm not feeling it, I think you would know because my voice be very monotone, like, yeah, so
I haven't heard you sound monotone all the times I've listened to you. Yes.
Anyway, I just thought it would be nice because people kind of buy into the personality of the YouTuber, the person behind
Yeah.
the YouTube channel, and they
Yeah.
kind of get a sense of who you are when they hear you speak. It doesn't matter what we're talking about, as long as you sound nice and and you support the Sussexes, then the squad will definitely support you. I think if
Yes.
you check your channel out, I think you will find out that there has been a surge in your subscription rate even as we speak.
Oh, awesome. That's exciting.
Um,
Thank you, everybody. I, I appreciate it.
let's see. Let's actually check that out, and maybe I would.
Yeah, I'm trying not to
Drop.
switch away from you to look at it on mine. Oh, look at me. Whoop whoop. I got I got 8 new subscribers. I love it.
It's
Thank you.
fantastic, yes. And when people watch on the replay as well, you will find out that it will just keep on increasing.
Oh, that's wonderful. I thank you so much, Weezy. I really do.
That's all right.
I,
It was, as I keep on telling everyone, it was done for me as well. Um, Baron was the one who helped me when I
uh,
first started. Um, as as awkward. Sometimes I sound awkward because I'm thinking, trying to think about 7 different things at the same time. And trust me, doing a live stream is no joke because you have to be
yeah.
present.
You're a brave woman. I'm trying to get my nerve up to do a live stream for myself.
um, but Baron was really, really helpful and encouraging. Him, mm, all the OGs, Cookies and Cream, Lydia, all the OGs, they really helped me uh, a lot when I first started. And talking about live streams, my first live stream was such a disaster. Look, I was sweating, I was stumbling over my words, my mic didn't work, the computer was
Oh,
freezing, everything was a mess.
oh
But
my
all of
God.
them were so sweet and kind to me afterwards. They were like, "Don't worry, it happens. We know it happens all the time. Don't worry. The more you do it, the more comfortable you will get with it." But I internally didn't say anything to them, but I had sworn off doing live stream. I was like, never, never.
You have to start. If you don't start, right, you don't get better if you don't start. So sometimes you just have to. That's what they say about YouTube. Just jump
Yeah,
in, and
yeah.
just the most important thing is starting, right?
Starting. That's what they say. Yes. So
Yeah.
that's how I think, who was I listening to? I was listening to one of the bigger YouTube channels, and he was talking about how to do your live stream. And I thought, I didn't even realize this is something that you needed to learn. But let me listen to this video. And he discussed the tips that he applies himself to help himself. And I thought, I wonder if that will work. And I did try the tips
Yeah.
that he suggested, and it worked out well. And the first time I followed his tips, look at me thinking and feeling like a champ. I was like, yes, I can do this. This is me who swore off doing live stream.
That's so awesome. How many you've done a ton of them now, right?
Yes, I have done about maybe 20 or 30, I think,
Uh,
since then. So it's gradually getting better. It's still not where I would love it to be, because sometimes in the middle of conversations, just like that, I don't know whether it's an age thing or anything, but my brain just freezes and I'm thinking about the next word and I cannot for
oh,
the life of me remember what I was just going to say. But
I think you probably have a lot of company. I think you got I think you got a lot of company out there, so I wouldn't worry too much. I think people are
I do a lot
pretty
of writing.
understanding. Sorry, you cut
No,
off.
yes, especially no, no, no. I think people. Sometimes I even remember what I was saying because, like, someone is making a comment about what I was saying in the chat, and then I remember, yes, that's true. I was talking about X, Y, Z, or the other, but because we can't see each other, so it's easy for me to just kind of pick up from where I stopped. But if
Yeah,
if it's me going off, because sometimes I do bullet points and sometimes I do a script inside my presentations. So if it's me going off script or off the bullet points that I have put together, well, that's kind of something that goes with the wind. Goes with,
yeah,
but it's fine. We just roll with it.
yeah. Well, I think you do a great job, and I like your contest. I don't know. I don't know though. I'm a little mad because I never won any of the archetypes contests. So,
Those ones are just for fun, It's not even.
but I'm competitive, so I want to do it. So I tried, but those are good. Those are awesome. Uh, Well, you're
So
doing a great job.
thank you so much. I really appreciate that. So we can we'll continue discussing off
Sure.
here, but
Yes.
for the moment, I just intend to like let everyone go. If you haven't
Okay.
subscribed to Carmen's YouTube channel, I dropped the link in the chat. Please go ahead to subscribe to her channel. I'm dropping the link in the chat one more time. And then we will move on to the next thing. Thank you, Carmen. I'm going to
Thank
drop you
you.
down now so that we
Okay.
move on. Thank you so
All
much
right.
for being
Thank you.
here.
Take care. Bye
Take
bye. Bye,
care.
everybody.
Bye. Okay, guys. I hope you enjoyed the conversation and I hope you have subscribed to Carmen's YouTube channel. Uh, every little helps. And we rise by lifting others up. So let's lift her up as she is also supporting and lifting the Sussexes up. All right. And then I need you guys to also follow my Instagram page. It's got 240 followers at the moment. Can we go ahead to follow it so that I have a wider reach on on Instagram? I'm going to drop the link in the chat for those who haven't followed me on Instagram to go ahead to follow my Instagram page. And I'm just going to check. Lorna Little Mac, I think I subscribed to that channel at one time. Is that for me? But I unsubscribed once she started bashing Megan about 2 years ago. Really? I think she doesn't really bash Megan. She is very understanding of Megan and Harry's situation. Mm, so I think it's not the right one you've gotten. Anyway, I'll drop the link to my Instagram page in the chat. Please go ahead to subscribe to it. And with that, we've come to the end of today's video. It's been fun hanging out with you guys this evening, and that's all I have for this evening. As Cookies and Cream says, everyone, please stay safe, pray, don't peg, and always hydrate. Oh, thank you, everyone. Thank you for being here. Bye now. Bye.